Hey, Mayor Matt White here, El Reno Live once again. This is a deal that we've kind of done, and it's been working real well. We've got a lot of questions answered, I think, and that's what this is all about. Because of COVID, because everything's going on, we basically wanted to make sure we get information out to you, that we're getting information out to you, that we're sharing it with you, that we're getting the right information out that you need. So basically, we started this deal called El Reno Live, and basically we're on Facebook Live. We're on a couple of different feeds, so kind of be easy with us a little bit. We're on the Tribune website or Facebook site. We're on the City of El Reno Facebook site, and I think Katie's also trying to go live on the El Reno Happenings and the El Reno Real page. So we're trying to do that too, so we can get everybody's questions and things that you want to get out there in the beginning. So. Once again, I think our updates are going to be basically the El Reno Now that we've done with Craig McVeigh. I talked to Craig. Matter of fact, Katie, if you can't, we got to sit lunch up with him next week. He wanted to get together to finalize some things. I think we're shooting probably for the first of the year to even get a plan together. People still aren't meeting, because of COVID, and we don't want to get a bunch of people in a different room or anything like that. So we're going to continue to do this until we get a solid plan. El Reno Now is real important for several reasons. It gets information out. People come out to see our information. We're going to we might change it up now, Aaron, Matt. We might go ahead and televise some of that, as we're doing El Reno Now. But the main thing is that we're trying to raise money for the charities that we raised. We raised a lot of money last year, for like $15,000 over the year for blessing baskets, Lord's Harvest. The El Reno School Foundation, and Mobile Meals. So those are the four charities that we did. So we want to continue to do that. We want to do that. So we want to do that. So as I'm trying to burn time, because as I burn time a little bit, let's see people get on there and get questions and get going. So let me make a couple of announcements as we do that, so we know kind of where we're at. Townwide garage sale is coming up. It's October the 23rd to the 25th, which is next weekend. It's next weekend, the weekend before Halloween. Not this weekend, but next weekend is the El Reno Townwide Garage Sale site. We have two of those a year, and basically you don't have to get a permit for that. They're permit free. You don't have to have a signed permit or anything else. So everybody's allowed, and really we encourage a lot of the homeowners associations to get together if you can, to help clean out and get those things going. And get those things, shaking. But the townwide garage sale, no permits. We're not going to charge anything. We do that twice a year for you. Is October the 23rd to the 25th, and that's not this weekend, but it's next weekend, the weekend before Halloween. So, but one thing we'd like for you to do that we've done in the past, if you can, if you can, try to call the Tribune and give them a list, and then we pay for a big ad in the paper, and we do that, and we list all of the addresses. So if you have a homeowner association, or you have a couple groups of people that are going to come together, get the address together, get that into the Tribune this week before their time is up, so you can get in for the next week when you're going to do it. So if you're going to have a garage sale, get it together this weekend, and then finalize it, then get a hold of the Tribune before Tuesday or Wednesday, and so they can get it in the paper early as they can. Is that right? I mean, really, if you can do it earlier than that, do it then.
Sooner the better.
Sooner the better. Get your addresses into the Tribune Townwide Garage Sale. Flashback Friday is Friday, this Friday. It's going to be October the 30th. And guess what day that is, Matt? It's Friday. And guess what date that would be? The 13th. No, it wouldn't be. We're going to play the movie the 13th. I'm trying to see if you're paying attention. Matt's over like this going, I wasn't supposed to say. It's October 30th, but we're playing Friday the 13th at the movie theater. That is the community theater. They're downtown. Guys are trying to get some stuff going. They're doing social distancing down there. They're doing a great job of keeping everything going. That's Friday, the October the 30th, and they're going to be showing Friday the 13th. And they're at the movie theater. So go see them, support El Reno Community Theater. They're doing a great job down there. All right, Bulky Dump. I don't know why we call it that, but we call it Balky Dump. It kind of reminds me of people calling me that, Balky Mayor. But no, anyway. Balky Dump is Saturday, November the 7th. So we'll remind you again, and be careful, Legali. I can see you on the corner of my eye. That is from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to be out there by the rodeo grounds with all the dumpsters, and we encourage everybody to bring out all their trash. We do that twice a year. It's a good deal. We're going to try to have everything out there. Our guys are going to be out there. Plan for it. Bring all you can out there. Last time we did this, it was in COVID, right after, right in kind of the middle of COVID. We had boats out there in the trash containers. We had trailers. We had all kinds of stuff we didn't know that was around. So now's the time to clean up. Use these weekends that you have good. Get it ready to go. And November the 7th. Okay. Halloween. Is absolutely going to happen on the 31st. Once again, here's a disclaimer. If you don't want to participate, please do not turn your light on. You will not invite any kids to your house. Don't be open. Don't do the decorations. If you don't want your kids to participate, do not take them out. If you do want to do that, there's options there. We're asking you to be safe. The city has done a great job, and this is in the Tribune, the newspaper, and on our website. We have a lot of COVID guidelines that we're following. We're asking you to follow along, be safe doing this. We know that Main Street's having an event downtown that morning. It's called the Spooktacular. They got it spelled Spooked on their website, but Spooktacular that morning. And come down to that deal, and then that night go out and trick or treat. Okay, and then the other announcement. Hey, the artists are in town. They're here. They're downtown. Jack, you seen them? Look pretty good. We got several murals being painted in one of our alleys downtown. It's behind the Iron. I call it the Iron Tree Alley. I guess it'd be the Uptown Downtown Alley. It'd be the Haynes Studio Alley. It's just, I guess it'd be the alley between
Bickford and Rock Island.
Bickford and Rock Island. And Russell and Woodson. Come down and see that. The artists are painting there. It's really exciting. What we're trying to do is we have a couple locust artists that shared a wall, Chris Small and Sue Bear. And but what we're trying to do is we're going to start another series of this to get people more interested. We sent letters out to everybody there. We didn't get some people respond. We want to see it. I think now we're getting out. Well, we wish someone asked us. Well, we did ask you. We sent you 4 letters. But now I think they're getting excited, which is great. That's what we wanted to accomplish in the first place. I think a lot of people have to see what's going on. It's a neat deal. It has a Welcome to El Reno sign as you come through the alley. It's kind of a neat deal. We suspect this project will grow, and we're going to do this again in the springtime. We'd like to incorporate this with some of the kids. Matt, is what our vision is with the Arts Council here in El Reno and the arts kids at school that we've talked to Craig McVeigh. So when we do it in the fall, Kent, the spring, I think we're going to want to the next phase 2 be the springtime, and we're going to incorporate more local artists and then also a lot of the kids to be involved more to do that, because that's really what the mural mafia does more so, but they haven't been able to do that because of the COVID and restrictions. So they're kind of do the best they can with what they got. Okay, so that's all my announcements. Now let's get down to questions. I try to keep this 30 minutes, so there are 20 minutes left. So let's talk about the questions. There were some questions that were left over from last week that I don't think we got. So, Aaron, what was one of those questions?
Carol Suggs Green. Why do you charge for ATV Park Pass when you do not keep it mowed?
Okay, Carol Suggs Green asked, how come you charge for the RV park? ATV park when you don't keep it mowed?
Yes.
Okay, a couple things. The ATV park was there after the fact where the buffalo were. Let me kind of tell you, a lot of people don't even know this. We had buffalo that were on 66. They moved them out to the lake. I think they did a partnership with the Shine Arapaho. They moved them out there. I'm not for sure all this, but a lot of our stock was getting inbred. It wasn't good, and they weren't being healthy, so it was best to move them on to where they needed to be out, Shine Arapaho. They did that before I was even mayor. And then they had that area that had a fencing around it, so they decided to put an RV park there. ATV park. I keep on saying RV. ATV park out there, and really what we hoped on is some people went out there and took care of it, kind of did the jumps they wanted and everything else. And a lot of those people aren't here anymore, so a lot of people don't use it. We do not charge. We stopped charging because we haven't been taking care of it. It's kind of been an open space. We need to mow that. We do have a plan. Kent, Koba, and Matt Sandage and myself, and some other people were looking at doing some things with the ATV park. Maybe lowering that fence down a little bit, making it more inviting, opening that up a little bit more. I've said this 100 times the last probably 3-4 months. COVID has absolutely changed Lake El Reno. We're getting a lot of use out of it. We're getting people come from all over the county. We're getting people come out there and using the backside. We have not and never have kept the backside up. It's all been in nature, always has been. It's always kind of flooded back in the back, so we never have taken care of that. We are going to get a plan together. We have get a plan together. Matter of fact, tonight at council, we have mowers coming in that we've been wanting to buy for civil right-of-ways and some things like that. So that's part of the process. We're really going to try to do some things as far as clean out that area in the back, like we did the front, and mow that more. So that's going to do that. So the ATV, we don't charge for it. We don't charge for the ATVs. You're welcome to use it. And yes, we know it's not real enticing. We need to partner. I need to talk to Phil or somebody again to get some insight how to do that. Let us put a plan together that's not on the front burner, but let me kind of work on it and see what we can do. Okay, any other questions?
Travis Ogilvy said KNS Ranch Rodeo is October 24th at Denny Crump Rodeo Arena.
Yep, it sure is, Travis, and thank you so much. Go ahead, Tracy, what do you got? Go right to me.
The T-Mobile grand opening with the chamber is on the 23rd.
Okay.
From 10:30 to 2, we'll have several food trucks.
Okay, 10:30 to 2. The T-Mobile is having food trucks out at their new location, which is the old Taco Bueno out there by 27th Street, where All American Pizza is. And that date is when, Tracy?
23rd.
The 23rd. So they're in opening. They're having that with the chamber, and come out with that. Be safe with that. And then, what was the other one?
We have one from Martin Bass.
The Ranch Rodeo?
Hang on, then we'll get to Martin Bass, then we'll get to the Ranch Rodeo. So the Ranch Rodeo is when, Aaron?
October 24th.
October 24th, so it's not this weekend, it's next weekend.
Yes.
The weekend before Halloween, and that's gonna be a neat deal. And Travis, I'm glad you brought that up. I know you guys are gonna be surprised stationed out there with the ambulance stuff. That's a neat little ranch rodeo. They have a lot of people come out. We've had a lot of rodeos this year. They've had a pretty good attendance, don't you think, Kent?
Yeah, the high school rodeo was very.
The high school rodeo is a big deal. We've had that. We've had the high school rodeo here for about 4 years now, and they came to us because they were going to Woodward, and we said we're a lot better than Woodward, and they love it here. The kids love it here, so we're on the circuit now, permanent. But make sure you do that. Okay, Martin Bass.
He was just saying, thanks to City Crews for getting started on the repair in front of Slumberjay on Jensen Road.
Well, Martin, thank you for the compliment. Appreciate that. Yep, you're right. We got out there, and they're going to fish it up tomorrow, I think is what Amy said. So I know Amy and her and those guys are doing a good job, and they're making it work. Matt?
This is a neat one. Dustin Midville.
Dustin Midville.
I'm the co-owner of the Oklahoma Tribe. We are an 8-man amateur football team. We are looking for a home field. What are our options in El Reno, or would El Reno be interested in renting us a field?
Dustin, you're talking to the man, the myth, the legend. If you want to do something and it's going to be good for you and your group in El Reno, Oklahoma, come talk to us. El Reno is open for business. If you have anything that you want to do or bring up to us, we're open for anything. El Reno, once again, I got off this tangent, and I think Aaron liked it, and I do too. I want to remind people, we have a beautiful lake. We have a beautiful golf course. We have an airport. We have a beautiful downtown. El Reno has so many unique deals as far as we have a covered rodeo arena. We have a grass car deal. We have a frisbee golf. We have all the Little League associations that have been taking so much pride. The Little League football players, man, those guys are awesome. And I will tell you, I'm going to give a shout out to the Little League small cheerleaders. I think Miranda kind of started that. Miranda Davis started that deal. And I'm going to tell you, those little girls and stuff are cheering out there. They're going to ball games. So there's twice as many people now at the ball games. Everybody's social distancing. These are tough times. But you guys got events. El Reno's a place to do it. I know we hear a lot of griping. That's why we're on here. I'm tired of all the griping. tell us, be constructive, tell us what we need to do, let's correct it if we can, let's get a plan together. But I think sometimes I want you all to realize that that's why I'm doing this program, so we don't get all wrapped up in the real El Reno, or the real El Reno happenings. The reality is we're pretty damn lucky to live where we live, and we're pretty lucky to have all the things we have, and sometimes we can't miss that either. Now, let's point out the things that we need to do better. I'm all for that. I'm with that. Let's do it. I'm 100% behind that. We can take it. We do it. We've been doing it. But also, let's don't forget the things that we have great. Okay, any more questions?
I was just gonna
Go ahead.
add on to that, Dustin needs any football players, you know, a couple athletes.
Yeah, Dustin, if you need a couple of football players, Matt Sandage and myself are really we're star athletes. And if you've ever seen us, let's move on.
Well, let's call it the water boy.
Yeah.
Dustin said he's wanting a permanent home and will be open to all options.
Dustin, my number is 659-2596. Set a meeting up with me and Matt Sandage, or call Katie at City Hall. She'll set something up. Matt and I would love to show you what we got and talk. I think we'll probably talk to Councilman Robinson, who's in charge of Little League football. He handles all that. We'll get Timmy involved. And I know Timmy tried to bring some women football players here a couple years ago. It just didn't work out. And Timmy worked real hard on that. So we're all for that kind of stuff. So come see us, Dustin. Okay, questions?
Here's a question about repairing the Country Club Road from I-40 to Jensen.
Yes.
They're asking, what about repairing? Is that on the schedule?
It was on the schedule before the budget cuts and everything else, and we basically pulled that one. That's the last mile section that we have. We know we did some patching out there along that area. I call it Middlestats, where Middlestat is. We know we're going to have to do something. It's not on the radar. You know, we're still barely coming back from our process. We are buying equipment. We have sold some bonds, and all that has to be in capital. We do have a road program coming up, and I'm gonna ask all the councilmen to drive their wards and look at the list. Amy and those guys have a list. Kent and Matt and we all have a list already, so we're gonna go over that deal. So it'll be springtime, and we'll have to put that back on the list, but it's not on the list now.
And Country Club Bridge is gonna be rebuilt, so you don't wanna put
Yeah.
too much in there.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Is Country Club Bridge is going to be on the deal too. So we're trying to kind of hold off for the state and make all that work together. And it just, nothing's working the way it should because everything's been pushed back or pushed forward because of the COVID.
Could you repeat the question? I heard, they're having trouble hearing the question.
Okay, the question was, I got you. The question was Country Club Road from basically Montana Mike's Holbrook Edition to Jensen Road. Past the movie theater, and is it going to be repaired? And yes, it was on the list to get repaired, but we just didn't have the money last year. We have some more money coming up, and we're going to start our road program. We're going to have our councilmen and everybody else get a list together of roads to start assessing that at this point in time. So really what we're trying to tell you is we don't do too many roads in the wintertime anyway, but we are starting the process of getting a list of roads to do together. So if you have something, let us know, send us a message, and we'll put it on the list to look at and get a plan together. Okay, next question. Katie?
Christopher McReynolds, I would recommend charging for ATV use. That has to be a lot of dirt torn up and can cover the cost of dozing it back in shape.
Christopher McReynolds asked or said he suggested maybe charging the money for the ATV so they could do the deal. Well, the bottom line is, like I said, El Reno has all these different programs. You know, we might not, at some point in time, might not choose not to have an ATV park because we might want to use that for an outdoor or something else. We don't know. So the bottom line is we're trying to provide that at the time with the ATV park stuff. If people are interested, then we want to do that. And we're trying to get people interested because when people use something like the skateboard people or whatever else, then they end up taking care of it. So we're trying to encourage people, Chris. I hear what you're saying, but we're really trying to get people more involved. A lot of these groups that we have these things with, we have interlocal agreements with. And we have agreements with the Roundup Club that do the rodeo, with the Grass Car people, with the Little League Association, with Little League Soccer, with Little League. We have these agreements that we do with them, and they help take care of that. And that's what, we kind of look like for someone like an ATV. That's why we don't want to charge money. Okay, next question.
Christopher McReynolds also asked, can the rodeo arena be used for a school function like a robot competition for Canadian Valley Tech Center and other high schools? If so, is there a charge? This is a one-day deal. They typically use gyms, and it's going to be difficult to do this in the gym with COVID restrictions.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Chris McReynolds asked, can the rodeo grounds be used for other things, in particular a robot competition that the VOTEC does? The answer is we've had circuses in there, we've had concerts in there, we've had all kinds of things in there. It's absolutely made for outdoor work. It's not just the rodeo grounds. We've had cornhole tournaments out there. They've raised a lot of money for Renner out there, for Renner Ezel. So yeah, we're open to anything. Have them call us and or call Katie and talk to Katie, and she'll set it all up. And I think we're always open. You're saying what charge? I think we need to know what it is. I mean, how it works. We try to charge for our facilities, so we get some of the recap back from the citizens. It's very light, but we have nonprofit organizations that get it for free. So if they fill that out, then they'll do that, or a discount. So contact Katie. But yes, it's open. Did that answer that? Okay, next question. Matt, Tracy. Oh.
Samantha Sue Chapman. She said, we need more things for kids like community center. There are grants you can look into to start a community center. I'm tired of driving a Mustang for my kids to go to a great community center.
Well, and we agree. I mean, okay. Samantha
Sue
Chapman said she's tired of going somewhere else to take her kids to do a community center, and we need a community center. We want a community center. We're trying to figure out how to kind of do that. At some point in time, the community's going to have to kind of get together and decide what we want to do. We have land that we've kind of designated for that at this point in time, which is 27th Street. We envision that. We'd have to do probably a separate bond issue to support that. What would be in there? How would that facilitate? Who would maintain that? What's the long-term money coming in for that? Other things, some of those things just allow for capital. So it's a long-term process. We totally agree. We want things for kids too. We do think we do have things for kids. That goes back to my point to where a lot of people from Mustang are bringing their kids over here to go to the lake. Mustang doesn't have a golf course. Mustang doesn't have an airport. Mustang doesn't have a lot of things downtown like we have and some other things. So different communities have different things. We do run a community center. I want one real bad. I really want on 27th Street. It's just going to take a lot more planning and processing that deal. And right now, we're not 100% prepared to do that as we're growing, because I don't think we've figured out exactly. We want to make sure we get all of our plan. We just got our systematic plan down, our comprehensive plan down for the next 20 years, just done this last couple months. Right, Matt? So it'll help us lay that out. These are the things that we have to do. So yeah, we agree. We want you to do things with your kids here. We want you to stay here, and we'll try to get more stuff. But a lot of that stuff, also, we got to figure out exactly what is that going to be. It's not going to just be a community center. It has to be for the older people and everything else. Okay, next question.
Do you have Christopher McReynolds asked, he said the LED lights that were added on the interstate and along Country Club Road, Highway 66 are great. Will the city be doing this in phases across town? They are so much better than the yellow lights. Thanks for answering all of these.
Yeah, that's a good question. Chris Reynolds asked, are the lights on 66? He likes the lights on 66. He likes the lights on 81. He likes the white lights better than yellow lights. Will the city be continue doing that? We have worked in conjunction with OG&E, and OG&E's in a systematic deal that we're kind of at the mercy of them. They are replacing all of our older, what I call bulb lighting, into our new LED lighting, and they have been doing that all summer long and through the COVID, and they're going to be doing that for the next year. Yes, we are working currently with the Parks Board, Katie, in the parks and other areas, and OG&E's continue to do it on their side. So yes, I think we're all working that direction. It comes with funding, and OG&E replaces that. It's more of their project. We partnered with them, by basically getting on the list. We're one of the very few, we're one of the project starter lists that we've got changed over, us and Bethany, I think. So we're going to continue to do that. Okay, Matt, Tracy?
Dustin Melville said, P.S. You're by far the best mayor ever.
Dustin said, by far you're the best mayor. Dustin, we totally agree with you. You're right. You're a smart man. I got a list of people I want you to call. Go ahead, Aaron.
Reston Horner, is the former Reno 8 Theater building being sold? If so, do you know if there has been any interest in that property?
Once again, we don't have, private property doesn't have anything to do with us. Reno 8 property, I know that it has been listed and it's for sale. I know that we've had some inquiries about the zoning and some things like that out there. We don't know we don't know anything about what they've done. They haven't asked for any zoning changes or anything else. We don't. I do know that one time, I think the Life Church was interested. They had talked about moving out there, which would be really, if you had a Life Church out there, it'd be really a neat deal. But I don't know what their plans were, what Life Church it was, or anything else. So I don't know what they've done. So the question was, what we do with Reno 8? It's for sale. The owners have stated in the paper they're not open back up. I think the overall movie business has been pretty tough right now. So we hope it gets sold and we hope it finds something good out there. Okay.
Janet Fletcher asked, will the citizens have a voice in whether or not we get the roundabout?
Well, Jana Fletcher said, will the citizens have a choice of the roundabout? No. And we say that, Jana, it's not, it's Jana or Jeananne? Jeananne, yeah, okay. Jeananne. No, it's not that we're not giving you a choice. That's a state highway. That's State Highway 66, State Highway 81. Really, we had input, the city did, and we did have meetings that the Tribune covered. They brought a full-scale model out to the Fire Safety Center. Rick Jones, Frontier Chevrolet. I know Sarah Ward with Vices. She was interested. I don't think she got to make it out there, but Phil Kostrobby was out there. I don't think, but anyway, a couple of people missed it, but yeah, they had a deal out there, and they basically had a model where you could drive the car around and see how it functioned. But the state of Oklahoma did that, and it's safer. That's what they decided to do. It's their highway system, and we do have input on it, but we're not going to go against the state of Oklahoma if it's betterment. Their engineers said it's going to be safer, better, so that's what we have to do. We're going there. So that's really their state system. So for us to say no, we're not letting you have input, that's wrong. Don't say that. Don't start that. And I know you're not. I'm just saying, but yes, the input was absolutely taken. There was some changes made, matter of fact, from that meeting, from the on and off ramps where they want to do extensions. So they've had that, and they're pretty well positive. They're going forward with that. Once they get done with the bridge up here by the water tower, they're going to start directly on that. It'll be shortly after that, because those are moving quite fast, and they want to get those moved up.
It'll be 2022.
Yeah, and don't forget the state's paying for that. We're not, the citizens of El Reno, I think we're going to pay a small portion for the middle, like Route 66 sign or some signage, but we're the city of El Reno's not paying for that portion of that. What portion we are paying for, it's a minor part of the whole project design. Katie?
Josh Evans might look into putting some street lights up on Radio Road and 66. With the Loves there and more going to be built, we need them.
What's happening there, Josh, is that basically there's the new travel plaza that's coming in. The new travel plaza, Matt, we're asking them to do a traffic study. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, so what we do with these businesses is quit messing with that and get over here. Aaron, leave me alone. So what we do with this, to make sure I'm correctly, we do a traffic study. They pay for that traffic study. Some of them are like $15,000.
They've already done it.
And they've already done that. And they agree there needs to be a traffic light there. So once they go in there, then we'll ask everybody around there to participate in that light. It's our goal to do that. I think everybody, all the council, nobody on the council doesn't want anything safe. We want that safe, but we also have to build to that too. I will say this. Sometimes when you all think that'd be a good place for it, we don't disagree with that, but it takes time for there to be a problem. I know that sounds crazy, but I've also seen places in Oklahoma City where they put traffic lights up and then the business went out and the traffic lights are still there. Does that make sense? And a good example is the Lucid Technology building there. They got traffic light signals and no one on that side even uses that anymore. So I think what we're trying to do is let's make sure these businesses get built there. Let's make sure the infrastructure goes there. And as they go there, we're making these people put the infrastructure in to make sure they're right. Okay, Tracy, did you have one?
Nope.
Matt, did you have one?
Nope.
Okay, Aaron, any more?
Mm-mm.
Katie?
No.
Kent?
Nope.
Okay. We've got 30 minutes in. I think we did good. We'll come back at you next week. We'll let you know. We're going to try to have some guests on maybe and do some things that we might, but I hope you like it. I hope you like the format. If you do, let us know. We're trying to be open. We're trying to be answer all your questions. We're trying to squash all the rumors. Because we're working hard for you guys. All your city staff, all your people are working hard to make El Reno better, just like you are. And the main thing is email your questions to the what's the email, Matt?
ER Live
ER Live
at
cityofElReno.com. ER Live at cityofElReno.com.
We just, Josh Evans wanted to clarify, street lights meaning just to brighten it up.
Oh,
Not
okay.
as your signal.
Let me check into it,
Okay.
Josh. I didn't understand. I bet we were looking. That's a good question. We were looking at the other, but let me understand. And like Josh, it still goes back to what I'm telling Josh. There's not much there in that corner right now, so we haven't done anything. But as it develops, we will. Yes. Go ahead.
One more from Jenny Carter.
Okay.
Can you put porta potties back in Burton Park? Tired of seeing people use the bathroom outside.
Yeah, Jenny asked a great question. Jenny Carter, can you put porta potties back in the park? Here's the thing: is the Parks Board talked about this years ago, and we'll bring it back up. But a lot of our parks, not a lot of them, some of them have bathrooms, some don't. And we've tried bathrooms before. The bottom line is, they designated some of these parks called pocket parks and neighborhood parks is what they call it. Neighborhood or pocket parks. So it's just for that area basically. So Frank Knight, Burton, Gadberry, Reinhardt Park, Webster Park is another one. All those facilities are what we call neighborhood parks. They're neighborhood parks, and we're upgrading those parks. We got more equipment coming to all those places, we got lighting coming down to the walking one. Reinhardt, thank you. So anyway, so the bottom line is that this is a good question. I want to spend a little time on this real quick. I don't want to waste too much time, but I want to make sure we're clear. Our other parks that everybody goes to is like the lake, Legion Park's our bigger park. It's not that they're more important, they're just more land, they got more to offer, they got a pond, they got other activities, they got bridges, so they got other things. So what our thought process is, what the Parks Board process is that those neighborhood parks, they need to go home to their neighborhood. They don't, and we've had people destroy bathrooms and stuff like that. So we focused a lot of our bathrooms and stuff on the parks that were open, that we can control. We're out there mowing the golf course, we can lock them up at night and things like that. And we just don't have them in any of our other neighborhood parks. We just don't have them. The only other one that we have that would be a pocket neighborhood park would be Youngheim Plaza, but it's really for downtown events more so. But we've just had a lot of people destroy them. And the other thing is, to be quite honest, the police chief came years ago and talked. Those areas, if you notice, are the way we kind of strategically build the bathrooms we currently have right now are visible areas up front, close to the road, so the police can drive by and check on those and do those things. There was concern in areas where different parks would be Burton Park, Frank Knight, or even Gadberry, to where they couldn't they wouldn't be right up close to a lot of activity going to the bathroom that shouldn't be going on. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So that's why we did that. So as far as answer your question, if there's an event or something like that, we try to, like if the Booker T. Washington, they have their deal down there, we try to go in there and clean up everything. We built a new pavilion down there. We're going to do some more upgrades up there. It's going to be really nice. Can't wait to talk about the community center tonight. We're going to spend a lot of money on the community center, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to focus on where the best bang for the buck and where the best usage is. So the bottom line is, we're going to get a big boost and upgrade the Northwest Community Center and have a new basketball court, an outdoor area, a revamp of everything inside, renew the bathrooms for that community. Do we want to do that, or do we want to have a set of bathrooms down there that we might not be able to take care of? So I think the council's choice is that tonight, and that's the direction we've been going with all the parks. So I hope that answers. Okay.
One more thing. We need an annual, this is from Dustin Midville, we need an annual barbecue cook-off here. Call it the Heartland of America Barbecue Battle-Off.
Well, Dustin, we do have one. We had one out there at the,
RV.
yeah,
My
she,
RV park.
Casa.
it was a Casa. Casa had one, and Casa did one, and she did a great job with that. I think she wanted to do it this year, but COVID apparently got her down, and I'll talk to her again. But no, we're open for those types of things. But we had a great turnout for the big Casa deal they had. They used our RV park. They rented our whole RV park for 2 weekends, and they had the Kansas City people. Is that right, Kent? Aaron? They had them out, so it was a big sanctioned barbecue deal that they had people come down. They stayed in $300,000 RV trailers, and it was nice.
FCI had one scheduled for May and it had to be canceled because of COVID.
Yeah, and FCI had a big one canceled. So once again, these are things that we're open to. We'd love to have go from there. Any other questions?
There was one more from Kathy Powell.
This will probably be our last question, Kathy Powell.
How is the plans coming along for the flooding on Wilson and Miles Street?
We just talked about that, didn't we, Tracy? And Kathy, I'm working with Ricky, pal. I'm working with Ricky on that deal. Matter of fact, Steve is going out to bid on it next week.
Starting next week, yeah.
Starting next week, he should go out to bid. We got the shots back. We had to get right away from the lady across the street. We're getting that. And we got that deal pretty well squared up. I showed your husband the plans, I think about 3 weeks ago. So we're ready to go out to bid. Our hope for a lot of these issues, we're going to try to get a lot of this stuff hopefully done this winter and probably beginning the spring, ready for spring. So that's what we're trying to get done. And a lot of those creeks and bar ditches all over town, we have a 22-year-old Gradall that cleans those ditches out, and we're going to buy a new one. And we're just got the sticker shock. It's $200,000-$300,000. So we're working on that to get started back on those ditches over there too. So hope that answers your question. But yeah, it's going out to bid, so it'll be started here this winter. Any other questions? Okay. Guys, thank you for your questions, comments. Once again, I hope you like the format. If you don't, I don't know what to do, but leave a suggestion. I mean, you're killing me, but it's fun. We want to get all the correct information out to you. So let us know. We're an open book. I might not answer everybody's questions. I'll do the best I can. Private message me if I didn't, and I'll see what I can do to help you out. Mayor Matt White, live, El Reno, Oklahoma. This is your community.